Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I appreciate you guys coming back to my channel. But in today's video, I'm going to be showing you another duplication glitch that you can do with your friend. Now, I hope that you guys are having a good day today. Hopefully everything's going well for you. But we're just going to be showing you how to duplicate some cars using the facility and a friend. Now, this glitch is pretty easy to do. The main founder of this glitch is Celestial Gaming, so big shout out to him. Another founder is OBESE GIRAFFE, another shout out to him. And I'm part of the founders as well. So if you enjoy this glitch, I'd appreciate it, if you just show them some support if you want to go ahead and do so. Celeste is a very good friend of mine, so go subscribe to him if you want to. But let's go ahead and call a vehicle from the facility. So the first step you want to do this duplication glitch is just go into an invite only with your friend. Make sure that you're in free aim. And then once you're in free aim, then you have to set up your facility a certain way. So you have to have your facility with a Future Shock Issi Classic and an Elegy in it. Then once you have that, then you need an empty spot in one of your garages. And then once you have an empty spot in one of your garages, have the Future Shock Issi Classic and Elegy in the facility, then you just want to call out a random vehicle from the facility. Make sure it's not the car that you're going to be duping with or the Elegy. Just make sure it's just a random car that you have in your facility. Once you call it out, then you tell your friend to go to Play Quick Job, go to Activity, go down to Golf, and have him just do like Friends in Session. So I showed it on my screen, but that's basically what the friend is going to be doing. He's just going to go over to it and actually hit Golf and actually hit Friends in Session. It'll say like looking for job, and then eventually it'll say like populating lobby. Now I'm going to have to slow down the gameplay because I have to explain a lot here. So I have to explain how it's going to work for Xbox and how it's going to work for PS4. So for PS4, you're just going to do the populating lobby thing. He's going to be in your car, and then you're just going to go to chat party and go to his name, and you're going to hit join session. And when you hit join session, you'll get the alert, and when you accept the alert, since you're an invite only, it'll say the session is private, and you'll eventually need to do that later on in the glitch. Now for Xbox, unfortunately, if you go to the chat party and hit join, I guess it just joins no matter what, even if you don't have an invite, because it just sends out an automatic invite. So what you're going to have to do is have another friend with you to help you for Xbox, and they're going to have to start up a job for you. And when they start up a job for you, you're going to have to join them, get the alert, and when you get the alert, they're going to have to back out of the job. And then when they back out of the job, you accept it, and then you'll get like unable to connect. And then the person in the car who's like matchmaking for golf, you'll have to join him like fully into the golf match, which you'll see later on in the video. It all makes sense once we actually get to doing the glitch. But that's pretty much it. That's the setup. So I'm going to be explaining it for PS4, but for Xbox, that's how you're going to have to do it. So you'll need an extra friend if you're going to do it for Xbox, but this video does show just PS4 how it's going to work just for PS4. Alright, so my friend just got into the job. Just go to the chat party, join your friend once, just hit join session by his name, get the alert, then deny it, then go into the facility, and as soon as you start going into the facility, then you join him again, you accept the first alert, and then you'll get on this private alert. Then once you're on this private alert, wait about 20 seconds, or until your friend confirms that he's on a black screen with a white loading circle. Your friend needs to be on a black screen with a white loading circle, and once he's actually on the black screen with a white loading circle, that's when you can accept this alert. But before you accept this alert, your friend needs to actually send you an invite to the job, so he can just go ahead and do a play together. And once he does a play together, you're going to go ahead and accept the private alert, and then just quickly join your friend who's in the job. And then when you join your friend who's in the job through the invite, it'll load you to golf, and when it loads you to golf, you'll be all glitched out and you'll have to wait here for a bit. It'll probably take a while, but eventually what will happen is you'll eventually load into golf. Now I'm just going to go ahead and explain what the friend is going to be seeing at this point. So the friend at this point will just be stuck on an infinite black screen. When he's stuck on an infinite black screen, what he needs to do is he needs to join someone in different targeting mode. So he can just join a community, or just join a random friend that he would think would be an assisted aim, get the first alert, then accept the first and deny the different targeting mode alerts, and then he'll be in the facility. And once he's in the facility, he's glitched out and he's ready to go. So that's what the friend will see and what he will do. So you'll have to listen to what I just explained to do that part, because I didn't show the friend's perspective. So now what you're going to do is you're going to enter into the facility. And once you enter into the facility, you can do this by either accepting the facility heist invite if you're really far away, or if you're right at the facility, just walk right in like I was. And then once you load into the facility, you won't be able to actually see your friends. So your friend will be completely invisible. You won't see him at all, but your friends will be able to see your cars. So what your friends will do is just go over to the Future Shock Issi Classic, and he'll start spamming triangle on that door handle. So just keep on spamming triangle on the Future Shock Issi Classic. He's doing that right now. You can't see him, but he's actually doing that. And then you swap the two Elegy and the Future Shock Issi Classic, and when you swap them two, you'll notice that the Future Shock dupes over the Elegy. And once it dupes over the Elegy, then you need to go ahead and start up a job. And once you start up a job, I suggest that if you start up a job, it needs to be close to wherever you have that empty spot. Now you can purchase the garage right next to the facility if you really want to, but instead what I did is I just teleported to the garage that had the empty spot. And the teleport, you just start up a job next to your garage, and then you just join someone who's in different targeting mode. And once you join someone in different targeting mode, it'll teleport you there. But at this point, your friend is still spamming triangle on the door handle, but as soon as you're outside of the facility, your friend can stop spamming triangle on the door handle. So at this point, your friend can stop spamming triangle on the door handle. And then what you need to do is just call the Elegy RH8 out of the facility. Once you call the RH8 out of the facility, you're going to want to take that car and drive it into the 10-car garage that has the empty spot. It has to have an empty spot. And once you drive it in, then you drive it back out. And once you drive it back out, then you're going to have to drive it back over to the facility. Now, one thing that you can do to actually speed it up, which I didn't actually show in the gameplay, is you can actually teleport your car over there, which I'll explain later. Let me just get to this point. So as you guys can see, I drive into the garage that has an empty spot. Then once I drive into the garage with the empty spot, then I need to get back into the car and then drive the car out again. Then once I drive out the car again, if you do not want to drive all the way back to your facility, if you want to teleport over there and bring the car with you, what you need to do is you need to start up a job next to the facility and then do the different targeting mode, and you'll teleport over by the facility. And once you're by the facility, you'll notice you won't have the car. So what you have to do then is you'd have to start up like Titan of a job. And once you start up Titan of a job, then you'd have to back out of the job, and then the car would spawn with you at the facility. Now I did not record this in the gameplay, I was just explaining how you would do it, because I didn't think of it at the time, but I did think of it after I recorded it, so I figured I would just explain it. I mean, you could just drive it back like I am right now instead of doing all that, but either way, whatever floats your boat. Obviously teleporting would be faster, and then spawning the car there would be faster. But as you guys can see, I have to drive all the way over there. And another thing is, don't just call the RH8. It doesn't work that way. You can't just recall it once you're over by the facility. You have to do the job part and back out, because it has to be the original RH8. It can't be the one recently called again. Hence the reason why we even did the 10-car garage part in the first place. So once we finally make it over to the facility, which will take a bit here, we are going to want to enter the facility. And once we enter the facility, you'll actually notice like some kind of weird bug. Well, this is part of the glitch. You'll go down with the RH8 in the first animation, and then on the second animation you'll just notice that you're in a Future Shock Izzy Classic. And that's because your friend was spamming the door handle and it was glitching it out. So when you came back, it just kept the Future Shock Izzy Classic. The game thinks now this is a Future Shock Izzy Classic. So once you're back in here with the Future Shock Izzy Classic, you need to save it. So it's not saved yet. It just still thinks it's an RH8, but you duped over it. It just doesn't think that it's saved as a Future Shock. So to save it as a Future Shock, all you have to do is request your MOC. And once you request your MOC, then you drive it in. And then once you drive it in, you drive it out. And then boom, you've saved a dupe. Now, to speed this up, like I said, you could buy the garage right next to the facility, so it's faster, and you can do the job teleporting things as well. And another thing that you can do to speed it up is maybe use the Avenger when you're doing the first initial step. Maybe use the Avenger instead so your friend doesn't get glitched out. That's just a theory. I'm not really sure if that works. We haven't tested it, but you can just do the method that I show in the video, and you can dupe it just like that. Once you save the dupe just like that, then you can repeat from the beginning, and when you repeat from the beginning, you can keep on doing it over and over again until you duped as many cars as you guys want. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.